Hello, everybody, and welcome to Open Mic Podcast with DJ Amme. Today's guest is Synoxic. He's a big ass streamer from TikTok, and you can maybe present yourself to the viewers or listeners.
Yeah, sure. My name is Henrik. Goes with the name or by the name Synoxic or Sinspelare. Swedish streamer. Mainly stream GTA 5 role playing. We used to stream Fortnite and Call of Duty, but my main focus right now is GTA role play. And I also upload it to YouTube. My snippets. I live in Stockholm, Sweden. 24 years old, and that's pretty much it.
All right. So I actually ran into you on TikTok. That's kind of how we met.
Mhm.
Uh, I think that the most fun I ever had was watching your clips on YouTube when you have those long kind of down the memory lane types of rants when you go off and just go off the rails. Uh,
Is there anything when any specific videos you're referring to?
I was talking about the uh, I forgot what it was right now. It was something about you you were remembering back in the days, and then you were talking about how it all fell apart just during the thing that you were supposed to do.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
But it's kind of like most of the things that you do, you're kind of remembering backwards and then starting off by ranting about it in like 15 minutes or so. So, what did inspire you to be a streamer or creator?
The funny thing, when I first started my international channel back in the days, I was a really insecure boy, and I really wanted to become famous. And I was like 12 or 14, can't really remember. And I wanted, the money, and I saw that the validation the bigger streamers got, and that is what got me into starting YouTube. And but that really changed when I understood, the concept of it.
Yeah,
But it all started with me being insecure and wanting validation. And the older I got, the less that mattered to me. And the reason I do it now is just because it's fun and I want to make an impact on on the internet because I see so many sad people and I want to be kind of a friend to people. But to answer your question, the reason I got into it was because I wanted money and fame.
of course. Who doesn't? I think that the health aspect of the streaming is very important.
Mhm.
What how do you manage that in course of private life and your streaming? How do you balance it?
And you mean physical or mental?
Both.
Mental health, both of them. Mental health, I do listen to a lot of motivational speakers on YouTube, first of all. And I do also do, I don't stream for as long. I guess that can be kind of draining and also kind of frustrating with technology not working, or maybe, people in the comments being frustrating in different ways. So I tend to not stream for as long. When it comes to physical health, I do take care of myself. I do sleep regularly. I eat healthy, kind of. I had McDonald's for breakfast today, so that doesn't really count. But in general, I eat healthy. I do take long walks pretty much every single day, and kind of meditate, listen to my music, and be in my own world while I'm taking walks. So that kind of goes hand in hand with mental and physical health and stuff like that.
Yeah. Uh, I think that's a very important key factor of actually being a good streamer as well. Because if you are having these meltdowns, or if you're not being yourself at all,
Mhm.
it actually projects in your streams as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think that the way of choosing a platform is a big deal right now?
It's very important. It kind of depends on what you want to do. For example, me who streams on TikTok is a really good way to market yourself. But if you want to have a dedicated streaming platform, for example, you want to be a dedicated established streamer, maybe Twitch is the better way to do it. And if you want to do longer videos, because TikTok is optimized for shorter clips, maybe it should be on YouTube. So it's you kind of have to decide for yourself what you want to do and how you're gonna do it before you choose a platform. Because if you just do everything on all platforms, it's not gonna end up going very well for you. It's gonna get lost doing it.
Yeah, too many balls to jungle is very hard to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
How do you engage and connect with your audience while streaming or creating?
First of all, I have a Snapchat, open chat, Snapchat. Everyone can add me. I tend to reply kind of slow, but I do my best to reply back and also put myself, in the friend shoes. And not only as a content creator, I do want to be that friend. So I have a private Snapchat that everyone can add just to make sure that they add a person and not just a creator. And when I'm streaming, I'm always reading my chat. I prioritize that over what I'm doing. That's also why I play GTA because you don't really have to think a lot. If you take, for example, Fortnite or Call of Duty or any other game, pretty much, you have to focus on what you're doing in the game because if you're not doing good in the game, you're going to be frustrated and that's going to show off in the stream. If you're playing GTA roleplay, you can't really be good at that. It's something you used to do, so you don't really have to think a lot about the game, which makes it easier to connect with the audience who's watching.
I kind of have the problem myself because sometimes when I'm in a big fight, like in Fortnite or some other game, I tend to not read the chat, which also makes me very hard to watch at times. That's why I have very few people who are very into it, and they understand if I'm actually in the fight, I can have two-way streak or split screen watching two streams at the same time and making sure to read the chat at the same time while I'm fighting. So
Mm,
usually my mods are very good at calming people down and saying he will respond as soon as he watches this. So I'm kind of like having a lot of people back me up, which is very great to have. When it comes to mods, do you think there is good procedure to get those mods that are actually doing the great job that they actually doing? And shout out to our mods right now.
when I first started, especially in Swedish, my Swedish streaming, I didn't really have any idea on who I made mods. I have been having problems with some moderators, especially younger ones that doesn't really understand how they're affecting my streams and my brand. Because when you're a moderator, you're also representing the streamer you're a mod for,
Of
and
course.
you've kind of been not behaving in the best matters. I've been having problems with that. I see Christian in chat. He's one of my moderators, and he's been helping me explaining to me because I didn't really have an understanding for some time on how moderators should behave and who's giving examples on who should be a good moderator or giving recommending people towards it. So having maybe a little bit older people in my stream helping me understand on what's a good moderator, that's something that's helped me out a lot, and I do have a better time with moderators now than for like example a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's also a way for us as streamers or content creators to, if you don't know, like you did from the beginning, you just took in moderators to take in moderators, but
Yeah.
then you have to actually sit down and talk to them and have a conversation about what's allowed and what's not allowed
Mm,
in your stream, which is very important, especially if you are streaming on different platforms like
mm-hmm,
Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or Kick or TikTok or whatever. Uh,
mm,
as you come in for for example, like Twitch, you have much more possibility to actually write out your rules as soon as you come in as a new viewer.
mm,
You can have like a chat bot that is saying, as soon as you come in as a viewer, you can have like, these are the rules for this channel. If you don't like it,
Mm,
then leave. That's it. Uh,
exactly.
so I think that's very important, and I hope that TikTok will have more possibility to moderate even better or even more effective than it is right now. For like, for example, like possibility to mod, and even if you we have some problems when you have like, you have to time out somebody, or
Yeah.
try to ban somebody, and they are still coming back.
Mm.
That means that that actually doesn't work, and we actually sent a couple of videos where you put him back, you ban the person, or you took him on timeout or whatever, and then they still come back within that time anyway. And that's kind of like a security risk, because we a lot of times that when we are streaming, we have a lot of young audience, and you don't want to
Yeah.
have a bunch of people trolling the chat, especially if you have a lot of younger audience that is not supposed to either watch it or hear it. And that's kind of like the beginning of why we actually did that. Do you think that, what kind of other challenges do you have as a streamer on TikTok, as opposed to other platforms like YouTube?
Other challenges on TikTok, I don't really know. TikTok is great for marketing. It's really easy to uh, get your stream in the rolling in the algorithm. Now, getting challenges for that, I would say it's really good optimized for getting yourself out there. I mean, I do think that they're building other features, like for example, like rating other creators and hosting other creators. I hope that there's something that they're looking into. But as far as challenges go, I would say it's easy to get seen, but it's hard to keep an audience. That what people think is interesting and entertaining is it's individual, but keeping an audience would be one of the challenges. And also seeing bigger numbers, that could be a challenge, mental challenge, because one day maybe you're streaming in front of 100 people, the other day you're streaming in front of 15, 20 people, and that could just depend on how many people are actually in the app. But that could also bring a negative mental output, because maybe you're thinking that, oh, I'm doing something wrong because yesterday I had 100 people watching me, now it's only 20.
Yeah.
So that's one of the downsides to it. The viewers that you're getting is not only bound to the people that are following you. So maybe that could be a challenge
Yeah,
if
and
you think you're doing something wrong.
I think that one of the challenging aspects of a TikTok is that even if they are actually following you, they're not getting the notifications
Yeah,
sometimes,
exactly. That's true.
which is very hard to do. People are actually pissed at me when they come in and just scroll into my channel and like, what the hell? Are you live? How long have you been live? I
Mm,
don't know, half an hour?
yeah,
It didn't come up. And it's actually not the streamer's fault. It's actually the way of distributing the notifications to everybody.
yeah,
Unless you as a streamer are sending out the notifications like specifically to every special person, and that's kind of hard when you have like 1,000 plus followers.
even if you only have like 20 people, it's like still 20 individual people you gotta send
Yeah,
invites to. It's like, is this, if I was supposed to send invites to all the people who used to watch me, I wouldn't do anything on the live stream other than just send invites to people. That's like, that would be the only thing I would have to do.
of
So
course.
that happened to me yesterday. I was live for 100, 1 hour and pretty much 1.5 hour. And as soon as about to to quit live streaming, someone came in and was, "Oh, I've been waiting like for an entire week to see you live, and now you're going off." The notifications need to be fixed. That's a challenge, that's for sure. And also, I don't know.
Like you said, the way to actually try to raid people. If you're going off, you maybe wanna raid with your viewers to a new person. Like if you wanna support another streamer or another content creator that you wanna support because you think they're good. Um,
Mhm.
that's also a way to show appreciation in the network of the people that you are currently involved with.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important, and I hope they are actually fixing it because we are a lot of people that actually sent that to their what can I say, to their executive form of support,
Mm.
and we'll see if anything sticks to the wall.
Hopefully, I mean, the portal feature is one way of doing it. It's just that it doesn't really. The portal is like a one way of doing it, but I wish like they could add like after your stream as well that you can send people.
Yeah. Uh, Only way to actually send people right now is to have that person come into the chat, and then you say like, I'm going off, but you can go in and follow that guy and look him up or her up
Mm,
because they're streaming right now. That's the only
mm.
way right now. I had a possibility to have like a link tree where you can go in and click on the different accounts.
Yeah, I saw that. I think Christian and Sutfast does as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a way to actually kind of go past it to try it. Um, what I was thinking about is what kind of equipment or software do you recommend to someone who's starting streaming right now?
You don't really have need to have the most expensive equipment. The only thing, I mean, I started off recording my TV with my phone. Maybe that's not the way to do it these days,
It's a way.
but it's one way of starting. The only thing you have to do is to start. That could be something, that happened with me, and I tried so many ways, and it's a learning curve. You learn as you go. So you don't really have to have the most expensive, fancy equipment as long as you start. If this is something that you want to do, just do it. You start. There are so many ways you can start, and you don't have to. Like I said, you're gonna learn as you go. So you start. Start streaming on your phone, and maybe get your recommended equipment from chat, or look into other equipment that you're saving up to. But you can just start, just do something. Right now I have a cheap Logitech webcam and a blue Yeti mic. I think my Yeti mic costed like 1,200 kronor or something like that, 1,500, and my webcam costed like 1,000 kronor. So it's not really the most fancy expensive equipment, but you can still do pretty good videos and streams with that. So you don't really need to have.
The best thing ever.
No, you don't have to.
No, of course. And I think if you look at my stuff, I don't have. I think only thing that I actually upgraded was my computer right now, and that was 5 years after I started streaming because I can kind of like fixing stuff with myself, especially if you're upgrading stuff and stuff like that. I think the mic that I have is went like 300 crowns,
Yeah,
and the uh, and my camera went for like 350.
yeah.
So you can actually find a good quality stuff, even though if you have even if you have a low budget, or even if you have just the way to start streaming is so much easier right now. You don't have to
Yes.
have so much stuff to actually start streaming. A lot of people just started streaming with just their phones. Look at Sammy, Mr. Mowgli. He started with only a phone and aiming it to the uh, TV just like you did.
Yeah. It also kind of depends on what type of content you want to do. If you want to be a podcaster, you need two microphones and a mic, like a two microphones and maybe it's the phone. You can just start with a phone. If you want to do gaming, like streaming, it's such a wide word. It doesn't really describe the content that you're doing. If you want to stream like we're doing right now, podcast, you don't really need fancy equipment. If you want to do gaming, you don't need. If you want to do vlogs, maybe you should get a little bit more expensive camera. So it kind of depends what type of content that you want to do as well.
If you have, it's so easy to actually start a content right now
Yeah,
because you literally have a very good computer in your pocket right now,
yeah, 100%.
which is very easy to break through, depending on how much you love it. And if you show how much you love the thing that you want to talk about, the thing that you want to do, actually, it actually shows to your audience as well,
Yeah, it's gonna shine
which
through,
benefits you.
100%.
What strategies do you use to promote your streams or content to attract new viewers?
I do link to my different social medias through my TikTok page, and I do use the TikTok algorithm to market my streams. Like I post some videos saying I'm gonna go live. I do post it on. I basically just like drive my traffic through all my social medias. If I'm gonna live stream on TikTok, I post a snap about it sometimes, and also I make a video on TikTok about it. And that, thank God for being a good algorithm on TikTok because that's gonna put that on for you page. It's gonna give me traffic to my streams. That new traffic on my streams give me traffic to my YouTube channel, to my Snapchat, to my Instagram, and all that stuff. So you just gotta make them bounce through all the social medias. Basically, the only way I market myself right now is through TikTok, and that's been giving me a lot of success, personal success, who's been giving me bigger numbers than I ever gotten through any other way. So that's basically the only thing I need right now.
So you have a Discord, right?
And a Discord, yeah, but I pretty much never use it anymore.
No, okay. Do you usually have a possible? How many followers do you have on YouTube right now?
YouTube, we used to pass the 800 mark, so it's just good on my way to 1,000 subscribers
Yeah,
on
that's
YouTube.
awesome. Make sure to go in and follow him on YouTube as well. Uh,
Thank you.
do, how do you handle with people who are actually trolling the chat?
I
You
used to I used
ban.
to think that's funny. I used to troll back. I'm a pretty vulgar person. Everyone who's watching my streams know that I do have a pretty offensive language and a very vulgar language from time to time. So I just troll back. I'm a very careless person. If someone is going in trolling, I couldn't care less. I'm just gonna, as you say in Swedish, såga you down to your knäskåls very hard back, and that pretty much make them disappear for themselves because it's not funny anymore. Then
No. Do you think that your way to dealing with trolls have evolved?
yeah, I was the worst at dealing with trolls from the beginning. I just stopped caring. But in the beginning, it was really difficult for me to deal with them. If I got one mean comment, I would stop streaming and not doing it for like another year. It actually affected me so much. But then I started listening to motivational speakers who it's you can look at it as it's pretty much like brainwashing, but in a positive way. It helped me a lot, in personal life too, and it helped me to stop care because one person's opinion about you doesn't have to be your reality. And I heard that in a motivational speak, and I thought that's true. If someone doesn't like me, then it's their loss because I'm pretty good, I'm awesome. And if they don't want to see it, well, it's too bad for them then.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, you listen to a lot of motivational speakers. Do you have any special speaker or special book that you want to recommend?
I listen a lot to E.T. Eric Thomas. He was a homeless person living in Detroit, I think, somewhere in the U.S. at least. His mother was a lone mother. His father got killed, and now he's one of the best motivational speakers of all time. He is a really interesting person. Eric Thomas, shout out to him. Really interesting, cool guy, and he has a way of speaking, that really gets the adrenaline pumping. And I listened to that. I listened to that before I started talking to you. Used to get me hyped up and motivated, and I was motivated before, but I always listen to that on my way to work, after work, on my walks, pretty much every time I need it to,
Yeah,
because when I need to get my adrenaline, level up, then I listen to Eric Thomas. He's a really interesting person.
that's awesome. Uh, it's actually inspiring to have those kind of people who are having a bad start in life and be
Yeah.
able to turning it around. The way that you can share your experiences on YouTube. Do
Yeah.
you have a lot of content on TikTok as well, or do you post the same thing, just the TikTok version of it on
Uh,
TikTok?
Sometimes I do shorter clips of. I do like trailer clips for my YouTube videos. Sometimes I used to exclusive clips on TikTok. It kind of depends. If I have a YouTube video coming up that I think is really interesting, really good, and I want to make the knowledge about it even greater and spread more traffic to it, I'm gonna post a trailer clip of it to TikTok. But sometimes I used to exclusive clips on TikTok. It kind of depends.
Yeah,
But that's what you said now is really interesting because all pretty much if you look at artists or movie actors or all that good stuff, pretty much 90% I would say of all the bigger Hollywood stars or rock stars or really big artists or stuff like that have a really tragic backstory to begin with. So even though it's a sad, tragic backstory, I think that that backstory gives them that extra edge that will help them in succeeding with a greater power. So that's really interesting that you said that, mentioned that.
yeah. I think that a lot of people who are coming from hard backgrounds are usually more resilient because they have deeper, both deeper knowledge and deeper appreciation for the good things that they actually have,
100%.
which also makes them more motivated to actually keep going to the right path or keep going and evolve to the right way, if I can say it like that.
100%.
I actually started this podcast because of my favorite podcaster. It's Joe Rogan. I
Oh,
you
he's so good.
always listen to him. In He's a big inspiration to why I love doing this as well, which also makes it very funny to me because he does it because he likes he just talks about the stuff that he actually likes, which
Mm,
also makes for me it's very natural to talk about stuff that I do. I can't
mm,
talk about comedy as much as he can because he's a comedian. I can't talk about UFC as much as he can because he's literally a commentator on it. He's an expert in it. What I can do is talk about streaming, which is very interesting to me because I've been streaming as a small streamer for so long that I've been helping other people and other people have been helping me with different kind variety of stuff,
mm.
which also makes me wanna try to sending and push it forward to other people that wanna try to try starting streaming or are small streamers that wanna just have maybe new tips or uh, even evolved streamers like you or Konya or Peg88 or big streamers. Everybody needs to have a possibility to evolve. If you don't want to evolve yourself, it's very hard to actually. If you don't want to hear new tips and tricks, it's very hard to actually get somewhere from where you are right now. To be
I would even go as far as saying if you don't want to evolve, you're not going to go further than you actually are right now. You might as well
exactly.
quit because you can always talk to someone else. You can always meet someone else. You can always try something else. You got to be open minded. If you don't want to be open minded, if you think that you're the best, you might as well quit because you're actually the worst.
Yeah.
In my way of looking at it, because you can always get better. There is no such thing as the best streamer, the best YouTuber, the best commentator. It's all opinion based, and if you do what you're always done, you're not going to get any further. You might as well quit.
In that case, it has to be very niched.
Yeah,
If you do, like, I don't know, you're streaming content where you are a cop where in GTA roleplay, and you go off and on killer spree just because. Uh, Sometimes it's funny to people just to see you make something else because
exactly,
it's funny, or sometimes it's just the same old, which is
exactly,
also a very important thing to try to vary yourself depending on what you are streaming.
100%.
Uh, can you share some of the memorable experiences that you have or interaction that you have with your fans or viewers?
Oh God, there's a lot of them. I don't know where to start. There's like new experiences every single day. That's why I love talking to people, because there's always something funny. Most memorable, I would say, during my 24-hour live stream I did. God, when was it? A couple months ago, last summer, I think, maybe June or July. And Christian is in the chat right now. I'm on with other friends. I have a notification, a song that plays simply the best. That song went on for 8 hours straight in my 24-hour live stream. It's because they were trying to make fun of me for listening to it. So it went on for 8 hours straight of those 24 hour stream, 24 hours.
God.
So that's a fucking
But
trauma bond right there.
the simply the best song, is it the whole song or is it just a snippet?
It's like 20 seconds of it,
Okay, okay.
15 seconds of it.
Oh my
If you
god.
wrote the whole song for 8 hours, I would pretty much jump out my window.
Christian is saying that, but it was fun, huh? Uh,
For who? For him,
for
maybe.
him. But I think one of the most memorable parts when you were on the other side of the fence was you using the Chippendale song. So within TikTok, you have a possibility to have like snippets of the song or sound alerts, in other words.
Mhm. Yeah.
And those sound alerts even came with later with video sound alerts,
Mhm.
which was pretty funny. When I actually started with it, I didn't have any limitation to it. So when you came in, you sent like 500 of those or something like that, and I was hearing like Chip and Dale for 1.5 hours straight, and I couldn't hear anyone in my party as well. So it was very hard to actually hear. So I was saying to my party, if you want to say something to me, make sure to point it. Don't say it because I can't hear you. But it was fun. It was
I remember that.
hilarious.
I think that was the thing that started that chain reaction to it. Should
Yeah.
not have done that. Mistakes been made. Lesson learned.
Uh, I had a lot of those, especially when you come in with a new type of sound alert. I actually use it on my account and say that we are doing a new sound alert. If they like it, they will play it a long time.
Yeah, I remember the first thing I did when I learned about that you could add sound alerts. I had can't remember the sound alert I had, but it was a loud fucking scary thing, and I had it on like one rose. And for those who doesn't know what one rose is, it's the cheapest gift you can have. And I didn't have any limitation to it either. So people, I think there were like 1,000 roses, and
Oh
this
my god.
went on for ages. So I was like, it was super loud, so I had to stop the whole thing. But imagine if I did, oh shit.
It's also a way for us now when we have been on Techfinity that we are actually using. Uh, how to use that initially to say it, here you go, you have something to do to interact with me through the chat
Exactly.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's
it's
great.
very appreciated both by streamers and by viewers.
I do love it. It's a very simple thing that brings something completely unique to the table. I do love that feature so
Yeah.
much.
What are some of monetization options available for you on TikTok?
It's video gifts. You can give presents to certain videos. I do have, and you can also gifts in live streams, and you can also there's a new feature called series. I don't use
Series.
it, but I know. Yeah, I don't use it, but I know it's there. You can. It's like you can buy to watch a certain some videos, if
It,
I'm not mistaken.
it's like a prescription type of videos where
Mm-hmm.
you can watch a lot of series, like tutorials or maybe some
Okay.
like, I don't know, some sort of multi episode tutorials or multi episode education or multi episode series that you want to share with your fans.
Okay. Okay. So that's one way of doing it.
Yeah,
And also getting subscribers on TikTok. You can subscribe to someone's live stream.
exactly.
And also you can market your other like merch and all that stuff through and your OnlyFans and whatever you want to market
Only feet.
throughout your throughout your link tree.
Sure. That's also one thing that I wanted to talk about. If you nowadays you have a possibility to put a link in your description, which is clickable. Before
Hmm.
you had to make your account, business account. Thank you.
Yeah,
And to do that, you had to actually have a business,
yeah.
which was very hard. Right now, I think they flipped it around, so you can still use as a creator, you can still use a clickable link, but as a business, you have to have like a business account with your organization number and stuff like that right now.
Yeah.
So you can go back to business if you don't have it since before.
It kind of is, but at least you're going in the right direction. It's a
Yeah,
pretty new platform, and they're experiencing with things. So in the end, it's gonna be great. These, Thomas Edison invented the light bulb with its 1001st try, and they were still trying new things. They're still pretty much leading the way when it comes to social media right now, because you can see a lot of the social medias taking after TikTok because TikTok is fucking huge and it's gonna keep growing.
exactly.
So they're trying new things and new features, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So it's all about experiencing, and I think the business aspect that we just mentioned of it is a way of them experiencing with how are we gonna put this and how are we gonna, you know, see what's like business or not, and how we're gonna separate those two, and what is the difference between those two, and what is the advantages and the disadvantages of being a business and whatnot.
Of course.
So I think in the end it's gonna be great, but you just have to land there first.
How do you balance your life contra streaming or content creation? Uh, to because you have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah,
And you live together, which also means that you have to have some sort of a timing between your streaming and your work and your girlfriend, making sure to get that life puzzle uh, in order.
yeah. Well, she first of all very often come and meets me after we meet each other after her work or my work. Sometimes she works at night shifts and then she finishes working at 9:30 p.m. Then I come meet her and we take a walk, eat something, eat dinner, eat takeout. Spend time with each other, ask each other how the day was, what happened during the day. And same thing if she meets me. I work very central in central Stockholm, so we can go to a restaurant, talk about the day, take a walk home, or at least to the bus. Not all the way home. It's for 4 mil, 4 mile, 4 whatever miles.
40
So it's
kilometers.
very yeah, a very long walk. So At least we take a short walk, have a coffee, have a eat something, take out, ask each other about the day, have that discussion. And also, when we come home, if we don't meet each other, we take walks with each other. We eat dinner with each other. So I always prioritize that over streaming because the relationships in the real life is a lot more important to me than me being able to stream to people that doesn't really know
Really,
who I am. They know who to see when I stream for 1 hour.
sure.
So personal relationships are a lot more important to me.
I think that it's important to convey that to your viewers as well. Right now, I'm gonna stream for like an hour, and then
Mm,
you have to maybe go and watch a movie or a series or whatever with your
exactly.
girlfriend, wife, whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, which is also a way to educate your younger audience that it's not only just streaming. If you have that as a job, as a full time streamer, if you have it, you actually have a chance to do that. If you do that full time, let's
Mm,
say if you're having that as a job, you have to go to work, make sure to stream that amount of hours, and then afterwards you have to do some other stuff before you go home,
yeah.
which is kind of coming into my next question. How much work do you have afterwards after you're done streaming? Do you do like special clips, or do you just go back or plan, or what do you do? What's your procedure before and after streaming?
Before streaming is not really a lot of work. After streaming, you could be I could maybe edit snippets. I wanna post to YouTube on highlights or something. I can watch my entire stream again just to see if is this clip worthy to TikTok or is this subject I was talking about here, is this something I want to do a story time about? So maybe like 1 or 2 hours after the streaming, I keep watching. I rewatch my streams, and I also do think about is this something I want to keep talking about in a YouTube video? So it could be like 1 or 2 hours after work,
All right. So
or yeah, after
after the
streams that
stream,
I keep. Yeah, hundred
yeah.
percent.
If you are playing like RP, you have usually you don't have like special thing that you need to unless it's maybe some jokes or something that popped up when you're talking to other people, some funny thing or anything. Do you,
Mm.
how do you sort that out? Do you go back and rewatch it, the whole thing, or do you have like I don't know, pen and paper and just uh, put down the time when you are actually doing it?
I try to make a mental note to myself, see how far I've been how long I've been live streaming for. It's like, okay, I've been live streaming for 50 minutes. Okay, that's when I said this, or that's when the ambulance drove into to a truck and we made traffic chaos.
Yeah.
I know there's different programs that you can use to hotspot certain things in live streams or events that happens in games or if whatnot. But that's pretty difficult to do in GTA because there is no certain special events that's happening. It's just basically a long kind of a movie pretty much with a background commentator, if you will. That's basically what it is. A game with a cinematic touch to it. So it's hard to point out the special events that's happening.
Do you think because you're playing GTA or roleplay a lot, which
Yeah,
also makes you some type of that's kind of your niche as well. Even if you do a variety of different type of games as well, but when you do, you have your niched audience, which also makes you very interesting to watch. Do you think that when you started, I know when we were talking last time on the Swedish version of the podcast, you said that you started with like Modern Warfare.
yeah.
Uh, how do you think your how do you think your type of what can I say, your gaming relation has changed since you started?
Since I started doing Modern Warfare,
Yeah, yeah.
or My relation with gaming these days after starting with GTA is a lot better than it was back in the days because I don't really have to do it if I don't feel like it. When I did World Warfare, it was because fuck, I have to get this camo, I have to do this challenge. It was more of I have to do this to be entertaining. When I play GTA, I don't really have to do anything. I don't have to play it.
So it's
I
more
don't
like
have
a
to.
chill stream
Yeah,
for you.
exactly. It's so relaxed. And if I don't want to play as a police, there's so many. That's why I love GTA. There's so many different things you can do. Maybe I don't want to stream as a police. Then I'll play as an ambulance driver. I'll play as a gangster member. I'll play as a, there's so many different aspects to it. It's like pretty much there's so much you can do. So it's not real. It's so relaxed and it's so easy to do.
So
It's more like a therapy for me right now. It's hard to get mad at a game you don't have to be good at.
if you would, a lot of people that are watching right now, if they would like to start playing role playing GTA, do they have to go somewhere special to get it?
The only thing you need is a decent PC that can run GTA 5, and there's a couple different mods that you need to have. It kind of depends what you want to do. It's not in one base area. So, for example, if you want to do Place of Police, for example, I just downloaded the mod called LSPDFR. You can Google it or look at my YouTube channel. There's a tutorial on how you get it on there. But it's really easy. The mods that you want that you install to GTA 5 is easy. Everything is easy and it's just self-explanatory. So it's so easy and chill. That's why I love it.
When you play on different servers, right?
I play a single player, but there is a couple of different online servers that you can go onto.
Yeah, and
Yes.
when you can play with other people as well, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you would like to have a possibility, if you are playing with, if you want to just play with people from Sweden, do you have a special service for that?
Yeah. There is
Or
dedicated Swedish servers.
all right, is it hard to find?
No, there's a couple of them that streams on TikTok. So I would recommend if you want to play on a Swedish GTA RP server, just search for it on YouTube or on TikTok. Swedish RP GTA server. There's gonna be a lot of different Discord servers gonna pop up and also content creators that streams on those servers. So it's really easy to find. That's what I love about it.
Can you have some type of advice that you can give aspiring streamers or content creators who are starting out right now?
Don't care what people think. Don't care what people tell you. Don't worry too much about your equipment. If you have a plan to oh, in 1 month I'm gonna buy this webcam or I'm gonna buy this microphone, I'm gonna buy this PC. Don't wait for that to happen because it's just gonna delay everything. You start and get your equipment as you're going, and don't care about what people say about it. If you know that you're gonna evolve, just then don't let that go to your head if people said you're making bad content now. You just take that as fire and watch them watch you evolve and get better, and they're gonna be sorry that you said things to you. So you just start and just do it. Sounds very cheesy, but it's simple as that.
Do you have any more tips, like if you are putting out some content, do you think is there anything special to think about?
Have fun, be
Ha-
genuine.
when you do put out content on like YouTube or on TikTok, do you have to think about something else, like what kind of hashtags do you use, or do you use do you do some research before you put it out, or how do you do when you start putting out stuff like that?
I think time when you upload a video is very important because, for example, when if you upload let's say YouTube, for example, if you upload a YouTube video for like now, example, 1 o'clock, Sunday, no one is gonna watch it because people either watch their phones or their computers in the morning. So either post it very early in the morning or post it when people usually come home from school or work.
Okay.
because that's when they're gonna be on YouTube or on any other social media for that matter. So I always post my videos early in the morning, 6:30 every Friday and Monday, uh, because they're gonna watch their phone or PC or YouTube or TikTok or anything before school. That's what they do when they eat breakfast or before work or on the bus to work or bus to work or school. Or also when they're finished with school or work, they're gonna watch YouTube or TikTok and all that stuff. So try to match that with people's schedule, because if I started streaming now or if I started uploading videos now, no one's gonna watch it because it's a mid afternoon on a Sunday. People are either acting out with their families or friends or doing something else, streaming or making videos themselves. This is the time of the day where people don't really watch videos or streams.
Of course.
So I try to think, what do I do in the morning? I watch YouTube. Okay, so early in the morning, post videos, post live streams, or do live streams or whatever. So that's a really good tip I learned pretty recently.
I think that there's a lot of tips and tricks for a lot of content creators are actually putting it up right now. How the way they are doing it. When you start your streams, do you plan ahead? Like today, I'm gonna try to do something, or do you have like a script that you wanna about things that you wanna talk about?
Sometimes, if I do have something that bothers me or something I find really interesting, I'm gonna talk about it. Other than that, no, not really. I just know that I'm gonna be making a fool out of myself regardless of what I'm talking about. I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. Make me look as the biggest fool there is, and make myself look really foolish and stupid because I know that makes people smile. And also, yeah, that's my plan, I guess. Don't
Awesome.
be afraid of to make yourself look like a fool, because as long as you keep people smiling, that's great. And if it's on your own matter, then so be it then.
Dude, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate you a lot. Can you say some of your tags so we can actually link them in the description afterwards, so they can go in and
Sin
follow you?
Yes, thank you. Seems to be a lot on Instagram, YouTube, and Synoxic on Snapchat,
All right.
and also seems to be on TikTok.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for doing this, and I guess you guys in chat, thank you so much for watching this. This is gonna be put up on both YouTube and on Spotify. So
Hmm.
I guess I'll see you guys later. Thank you and bye, guys.
Peace.